Here is exactly how the PMP exam works and how to pass it in just a few minutes. And if you have been studying from anything written before this summer, part of what you know is now out of date. The PMP, or Project Management Professional, is the flagship certification from PMI, the Project Management Institute. In July of 2026, PMI published a new exam content outline, and the exam it describes is meaningfully different from the one almost every study guide and blog post still describes. So let's go through the current version. The exam is 180 questions in 240 minutes. That is 4 hours. Of those 180, 170 are scored. 10 are unscored pretest questions that PMI is trialing for future exams, scattered randomly through the test, and you cannot tell which ones they are. You get 2 10-minute breaks. The first comes after the case study section, and the second lands roughly midway through the independent questions. One thing to know before you take a break: once you start it, you cannot go back to the questions from the section you just finished. Now the change that matters most, and the reason older study plans mislead you. The exam has 3 domains, and their weights all moved. People is now 33%, down from 42%. Process is 41%, down from 50%. And business environment is 26%, up from just 8%. Read that last one again. Business environment more than tripled. It used to be the domain you could almost skip, roughly 1 question in 12. It is now more than 1 question in 4. Compliance, organizational strategy, benefits and value, and external business factors are no longer a footnote, and if your prep material treats them as one, that material is describing the old exam. The question types changed too. Alongside multiple choice, the exam now uses case and scenario questions, where you read one detailed situation, sometimes with charts, and answer a series of questions from it. There are graphic-based questions that make you interpret a chart or diagram, enhanced matching with drag and drop, and hands-on practicum items. Practicing bare multiple-choice questions alone no longer matches the format. As for the passing score, there isn't a published one. PMI does not release a number or a percentage. Instead, you get a rating in each domain and overall, above target, below target, or needs improvement. Target means you met the requirement, so there is no percentage to aim at, which makes consistency across all 3 domains the real goal. Before you can even sit it, you have to qualify, and the requirement depends on your education. With upper secondary school, a high school diploma or equivalent, you need 60 months of leading projects. With an associate-level qualification, 48 months. With a bachelor's degree, 36 months. And with a degree from a program accredited by PMI's Global Accreditation Center, just 24 months. On top of that, everyone needs 35 hours of project management training. And all that experience has to fall within the last 10 years. Let's do 3 real questions. First, from process. For a critical activity, the team estimates optimistic 8 days, most likely 14 days, pessimistic 32 days. Using the 3-point or PERT formula, what is the expected duration? 16 days. You take optimistic, plus 4 times most likely, plus pessimistic, and divide by 6. 8 plus 56 plus 32 is 96, and 96 over 6 is 16. Second, also from process. A team is building a customer-facing mobile app. Requirements are expected to change as users react to early releases, and the customer is available throughout. Which approach fits? Adaptive, delivering in short iterations with frequent customer feedback. Roughly half of this exam is predictive and half is agile or hybrid, so the skill being tested is choosing the approach that matches the situation, not defending one method. Third, from business environment, the domain that just tripled. A project manager is evaluating 3 supplier bids, and one bidding company employs her sister as a senior manager. What should she do? Fully and proactively disclose the relationship to the sponsor and to procurement, and step back from deciding or influencing that evaluation. Notice the pattern. On ethics questions, the answer is almost always disclose early and remove yourself, never quietly manage it. So, how do you prepare? Tip 1. Check the publication date on everything you study. If a course, book, or practice bank still says People 42, Process 50, Business Environment 8, it was built for the old exam. The domains have the same names, which is exactly why stale material is so easy to miss. Tip 2. Give business environment real study time. It is more than a quarter of the exam now, and it is the area experienced project managers most often coast through because it feels like paperwork rather than project work. Tip 3. Practice in both mindsets. Half the exam is predictive and half is agile or hybrid, so for every scenario, ask yourself which approach the situation actually calls for. Many wrong answers are correct advice applied to the wrong delivery approach. Tip 4. Answer as the servant leader the exam expects. The right choice is almost always gather the facts first, talk to the people involved directly, protect the team, and escalate only after you have done your own work. Options that jump straight to escalation, punishment, or silently absorbing a problem are usually the distractors. Quick recap: 180 questions, 240 minutes, 170 of them scored, 2 10-minute breaks, and no going back once a break starts. The new weights are People 33, Process 41, Business Environment 26. There is no published passing score, just above target through needs improvement. And case study and graphic-based questions are now part of the format. You can practice PMP questions free at .com/en/PMP in English, Chinese, or Spanish with no sign-up.